Welcome to History Opus, good person, and today we delve into the history of London Bridge and Tower Bridge, which are in fact two separate bridges, and not only one famous bridge many people confuse them as. The iconic Tower Bridge, with its neo-Gothic design and raising bascules, was only built in 1894, while London Bridge has been rebuilt many times, from timber to stone, and from stone to concrete and steel. During the late 19th century, when London was considering the construction of the Tower Bridge in its current location, civil engineer John Wolfbury, son of the architect Charles Barry, who had designed the Houses of Parliament, observed that a bridge had once stood on the site or slightly downstream from where London Bridge now stands, and had been an important defensive bastion against enemy forces. The existence of these early structures were key to the development and protection of London. He referenced the Danish king Canut's attempted attack on London Bridge in 1015 AD, and observations by some historians that a bridge in this location dated back to the Roman occupation of London, which underpinned the area's historical importance and strategic significance. Some Roman walls can be seen near the modern bridge, like this one, in the city centre. Before stone bridges, the Romans built a succession of wooden bridges, with the first erected around 50 AD when London was known as Londinium. Speculation suggests that the early bridges had their supports comprised of piles driven into the riverbed and the span covered by timber beams. Before this time, anyone crossing the Thames would have had to have found a low point in the river and risked freezing or drowning while wading up to their chests. The earliest documented London Bridge of stone was constructed between the years 993 and 1016, a period coinciding with Canut's second assault on London, during which he created a canal on the south side of the river to allow the passage of his ships beyond the bridge. Canute would soon become the King of England. The current bridge is situated at the western edge of the Pool of London, positioned approximately 30 metres, 98 feet, upstream from its previous location. Leading to the medieval bridge, the approaches were distinguished by landmarks such as the Church of St. Magnus the Martyr on the northern bank and Southwark Cathedral on the southern side. According to historical accounts, a monk named Peter, who also served as a curate of St. Mary and Cole Church, had prior experience as a bridge builder. It is believed that he was commissioned by the Romans to oversee the construction of a new bridge in the vicinity. Peter dedicated his life to this endeavour, working tirelessly from 1176 to 1202 until the bridge's completion in 1209. Despite the perceived durability of stone, by 1282 decades of exposure to freezing temperatures and flooding had caused significant deterioration, resulting in the collapse of large sections of the bridge's support structure. Rather than opting for complete replacement, efforts were made to repair the bridge, which endured for another 6 centuries despite ongoing maintenance challenges. The various replacements of London Bridge reflect the evolution of engineering and architectural techniques over the centuries. Each iteration of the bridge has been influenced by the technological advancements and design trends of its time, resulting in a diverse array of structures that have shaped the cityscape of London. The construction and reconstruction of London Bridge have also played a significant role in the development of the city. The bridge has been a focal point for trade, commerce and transportation, serving as a vital link between different parts of London and helping the growth of the city. In 1426, amidst England's renewed conflict with France, King Henry VII ordered the construction of a tower on the north side of the bridge. This decision, while defensive in nature, was also strategic. Subsequently, in 1471, the initiative to build small houses on the bridge was undertaken. This arrangement allowed for the permanent stationing of guards tasked with the constant vigilance against potential invasion. This bust was based on a plaster cast taken from the dead king's face. The cast was also used for his funeral effigy. It was meant to show the king as in life and may have been a real test of skill for the Florentine sculptor Pietro Torrigiani. In 1512, he was commissioned to make the tomb of Henry VII. He was the most important Italian artist to be employed by the son, Henry VIII. Over time, additional houses were constructed, including Nonsuch House in 1579, heralded as one of the most beautiful structures of its time. Writing in Old and New London Volume 2, Walter Thornbury described it as a huge wooden pile 4 stories high with cupolas and turrets at each corner, brought from Holland and erected with meticulous care. It stood over the 7th and 8th arches on the north side of the drawbridge. There were carved wooden galleries outside the long lines of transformed casements, and the panels between were richly carved and gilt. This painting by Dutch artist Claude de Jong depicts a wonderful bridge at that time. In subsequent years, further developments occurred, including the installation of water wheels into several arches by craftsmen, enabling the pumping of water into London. By the early 17th century, numerous homes and buildings populated what was now recognized as London Bridge. However, disaster struck in 1632 when a fire consumed 42 of these structures. Despite efforts to rebuild, subsequent catastrophes, notably the Great Fire of London in 1666, led to further destruction. This painting shows the Great Fire of London as seen from a boat in vicinity of Tower Wharf. The painting depicts Old London Bridge, various houses, a drawbridge, and wooden parapet. The churches of St. Dunstan in the west, St. Dunstan in the east, and Tower of London. The painting is in the style of the Dutch school and is not dated or signed. By the mid-1670s, new buildings had replaced those lost. In 1725, an industrialist measured the bridge, noting its dimensions, and despite its significance as a bustling business district, crossing the bridge proved challenging due to its narrow road and considerable height above the water. In 1824, construction commenced on a new bridge designed by John Rennie and completed by his son, Sir John Rennie the Younger. Despite its aesthetic appeal, the bridge faced criticism for its steep incline and limited capacity. Recognizing the need for additional crossings of the Thames, Parliament eventually sanctioned the design of a new bridge in the mid-19th century, which would become Tower Bridge. Down the ages, London Bridge has held symbolic importance for the city and its residents. The bridge has been immortalized in literature and popular culture, serving as a backdrop for countless stories and events that have shaped the identity of London. In the classic film Bridget Jones's Diary, London Bridge serves as a romantic rendezvous for the film's lovable protagonist, adding an element of charm and nostalgia to the storyline. In 1973, the current London Bridge was opened to the public. This bridge, designed by architect Lord Holford, is a simple and modern structure made of concrete and steel. The current London Bridge has become an iconic symbol of the city and is one of the busiest river crossings in London, with over 40,000 people crossing it every day. London Bridge is not only a historic and iconic structure, it is also steeped in legends and myths that have captured the imagination of people for centuries. These stories add an extra layer of intrigue and mystery to this already fascinating bridge. One of the most enduring legends surrounding London Bridge is the tale of the ghostly figure known as the Lady of the Lake. According to legend, this spectre is said to be a restless soul of a woman who tragically drowned in the River Thames near the bridge. It is said that on foggy nights she can be seen wandering the banks of the river, searching for her lost love. Many believe that her ghostly presence is a warning of impending danger, serving as a protector of those who cross the bridge. One particularly chilling legend surrounding London Bridge is the story of the broken-hearted bride. According to this tale, a young woman named Annabella was left heartbroken after being jilted at the altar by her betrothed. Consumed by grief and despair, she is said to have thrown herself off the bridge into the icy waters below, ending her own life. It is said that on a moonlit night, her ghost can be seen wandering the bridge, her ghostly wedding gown trailing behind her, as she searches for her lost love. Some claim to have heard her mournful cries echoing through the still night air, a haunting reminder of the tragic end to her love story. One of the most widely known myths surrounding London Bridge is the idea that it was once home to the infamous Tower of London's torture chamber. It is said that prisoners were taken across the bridge to be subjected to the unspeakable horrors within the tower's walls. Some believe that the screams of the tortured souls still linger in the air around the bridge, a chilling reminder of the dark history that is intertwined with this iconic structure. From its various incarnations throughout the centuries to its connection to the nursery rhyme, London Bridge continues to capture the imagination of visitors and locals alike. Whether you marvel at its engineering feats or simply appreciate its role in the city's history, London Bridge remains a symbol of London's enduring legacy. While these legends and myths may be shrouded in mystery and intrigue, they serve to add a layer of depth and complexity to the history of London Bridge. Whether or not these tales are true, they continue to captivate the imagination of those who walk in the shadow of this historic landmark, reminding us of the bridge's enduring presence as a symbol of London's rich and storied past. So the City of London decided a new bridge was needed to run aside London Bridge to help ease congestion and boost trade on both sides of the Thames. It would be called Tower Bridge, as I said previously. The history of the design of Tower Bridge is a fascinating tale of innovation and engineering expertise. The bridge, completed in 1894, was a response to the increasing need for a bridge over the River Thames that would allow ships to pass through without disrupting the flow of traffic in the bustling city. The design of Tower Bridge was a collaborative effort between architects Sir Horace Jones and Sir John Wolfe Barry, who combined their talents to create a structure that would not only serve a practical purpose, but also become a beloved landmark in London. In fact, Queen Victoria herself warned against the new bridge at first, saying it would harm the defence of the Thames, being so near to the Tower of London. Her Royal Highness was soon swayed, and in her honour the bridge was painted her favourite colour, brown. A design competition attracted over 50 entries from architects and engineers both in Britain and abroad, all vying for the opportunity to leave their mark on the city's skyline. One of the most prominent entries was a design by Sir Horace Jones, a city architect of London at the time. Jones had previously worked on other significant projects in the city, such as Smithfield Market and the Billingsgate Fish Market, and his reputation as a skilled architect gave his design instant credibility. His proposal for a bascule bridge with two towers at either end captured the imagination of the selection committee, who awarded him the contract to begin work on the project. However, the committee also wanted to ensure that the design of the new bridge would reflect the architectural style of the Tower of London, a historic fortress located nearby. To achieve this, they brought in architect Sir John Wolfe Barry to collaborate with Jones on the final design of the bridge. Barry had previously worked on the construction of the Royal Opera House and had experience in designing large-scale structures, making him an ideal partner for the project. Together, Jones and Barry refined the design of the Tower Bridge, incorporating Gothic elements such as turrets, arches, and decorative details to create a bridge that would stand out on the London skyline. The use of steel and granite in the construction of the bridge ensured that it would be both durable and visually striking, a testament to the technological advances of the day. A significant portion of the funding allocated for the construction of the new bridge came from a very interesting place, the Bridge House Estates Trust. According to its website, the conclusion of the 13th century, the shops and residences along the newly constructed stone London Bridge near Peter's Church began to yield not only increased cross-river trade, but also augmented taxes, rents, and bequests. Centuries later, this would be a substantial fund, which was managed from a building situated on the south side of the bridge known as Bridge House. Over the centuries, this fund, recognized as the Bridge House Estates, flourished as the bridge masters effectively maximized income from various avenues, including tolls levied on carts traversing the bridge, tolls from ships passing beneath it, and fines for unauthorized fishing activities from the bridge. The development and construction of the iconic bascule mechanism of Tower Bridge was a pivotal moment in the history of the bridge's design. The bascule mechanism, which allowed the two halves of the bridge to be raised to allow for the passage of ships, was a significant engineering feat, required meticulous planning and innovative problem solving. The concept of a bascule bridge was chosen for Tower Bridge due to the high volume of river traffic on the Thames at the time of its construction in the late 19th century. The bascule mechanism allowed for a swift and efficient way to accommodate the passage of ships without disrupting the flow of traffic on the bridge itself. The design and development of the bascule mechanism was led by Sir John Wolfe Barry, the architect of Tower Bridge, and Sir Horace Jones, the city architect of London. Together they worked closely with engineer Sir Charles Barry, son of Sir John Wolfe Barry, to create a functioning and reliable system that would raise and lower the massive steel and timber bascules of the bridge. The construction of the bascule mechanism was a complex process that required the coordination of skilled engineers, architects, and workers. The mechanism itself consisted of a series of hydraulic engines, counterweights, and gears that allowed for the controlled movement of the bascules. Each bascule weighed over 1,000 tons and measured over 200 feet in length, making the construction of the mechanism a challenging engineering task. The bridge's remarkable design not only enhances its aesthetic appeal, but also serves a crucial function in allowing for river traffic. Its ability to open and close, with each leaf capable of a wide 86-degree angle, ensures seamless passage for vessels. These massive leaves, spanning approximately 160 feet and weighing over 1,000 tons, exemplify the engineering marvel of the structure. Upon its inauguration in 1907, a journalist remarked on the bridge's profound significance, noting how it justified its existence with unparalleled efficiency. The operation of the bascules, opening and shutting effortlessly, renders the need for hydraulic lifts almost obsolete. Instead, onlookers prefer to marvel at passing ships, patiently awaiting the realignment of the roadway for pedestrian and vehicle traffic. Development and construction of the bascule mechanism of Tower Bridge was a groundbreaking engineering achievement that revolutionized the design of movable bridges. The meticulous planning, innovative problem solving, and skilled craftsmanship that went into the creation of the mechanism have ensured the longevity and functionality of Tower Bridge for over a century. The bridge's functionality in accommodating both river and street traffic was paramount. Equipped with 2 engines positioned on each side of the river, the Tower Bridge design ensured continuous functionality. One of its most remarkable features was its remarkable speed in raising and lowering. From the moment the gears initiated motion to lift the bridge until the completion of the passage of a ship and subsequent lowering to restore regular traffic flow took less than 5 minutes. The lifts, capable of transporting up to 18 passengers to the walkway situated over 10 stories above, operated swiftly, taking less than a minute to complete each ascent or descent. Tower Bridge officially opened to the public on June 30th of 1894. The bascules were raised for the first time in August 1894 to allow a passing ship to navigate the Thames. At the grand opening, the Prince of Wales declared, "It is a great satisfaction to the Princess of Wales and myself to be permitted on behalf of the Queen, my dear mother, to open the Tower Bridge across the River Thames, and we thank you for your loyal and beautiful address on this occasion. This bridge will be an enduring monument of the world-directed energy and public spirit of the Corporation of London. It will also serve as an example of the splendid engineering skill bestowed on its construction, linking to busy and populous districts of the metropolis." The plaque commemorating the auspicious day simply read, "This bridge was opened by HRH, the Prince of Wales, KG, on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Victoria on Saturday the 30th of June 1894 in the presence of HRH, the Princess of Wales, HRH, the Duke of York, KG, and other members of the royal family. The Right Honourable Sir George Robert Tyler, our invitation to the esteemed event." First under the new bridge was the harbour master's vessel Daisy. It may have been the first, but it was quickly followed by a procession of honorary vessels, the Conservator steamer, then the Trinity House yacht Irene, the gunboat HMS Landrail, the Bismarck, and the Clacton Belle. Despite the widespread celebrations, not everybody celebrated the pomp and splendour or its technical achievements. An infamous anarchist of the day, Thomas Cantwell, and his friend Charles Quinn climbed Tower Hill on the eve of the opening and raised a placard. It read, "Tower Bridge fellow workers, you have expended life energy and scale in building this bridge. Now come the royal vermin and the rascally politicians with pomp and splendour to claim all the credit. You are condemned to the workhouse and paupers' graves to glorify these lazy swine who will live upon our labour." I leave you with this interesting poem by Rudyard Kipling. 20 bridges from tower to queue wanted to know what the river knew. 20 bridges or 22, for they were young and the Thames was old. And this is the tale that river told. I walked my beat before London town, 5 hours up and 7 down. Thank you for watching.